check me, boo.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, as usual, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you see every time that I post, hit the like button if you like the content, and anything you feel like you would like to add, feel free to do so down below in the comments. Now, we are here doing another episode of Locke and Key, and y'all, I'm sitting this way because my glasses keep reflecting this light. I can't get an appointment to get my eyes checked so I can get some more contacts because I'm out. I can't do it until Saturday, so just bear with me, please. So we start off, y'all know last week we ended with the whole mirror thing. The kids came out of the mirror. Nina acted like she didn't know nothing. Well, we come back. It's the following morning. Nina's in the kitchen with Kenzie and Bo, and she's still acting like she don't know nothing. She in the kitchen real chipper for somebody who almost lost their life. And I'm like, girl, I'm about to call CPS because you negligent. Negligent. Kenzie asked Nina, she's like, well, what do you remember? So Nina's like, oh, I don't remember nothing. Like, oh, are you talking about the mirror? Like, yeah, we said we were gonna get another one to decorate the house, this and the third. So Kenzie looks at Bo and she's like, well, maybe it was. And Bo was looking at her like, girl, what? He was like, nah, come here, come with me. So he takes her to a mirror. He sticks the key in, and her reflection shows up again, but like the evil type. So that's when she knows, like, okay, it wasn't, a game or whatever. At this exact time, Tyler comes down the stairs and he's like, no, don't do that. Like, we're not going through that no more. And so he asked Bo, he was like, is this the only key that you found? And so Bo tells a lie, and he's like, oh yeah, this is the only one I have. But Kenzie's like, no, it's not. You had that, you had another key, the one you took out of my bracelet. And he was like, yeah, but I lost it, not telling them how he lost it. And so Tyler tells him, like, if you find any more keys, like Tyler's like, if you see any more keys, like, don't touch them. But y'all know Bo is not about to listen to none of that. Bo is about to do whatever he want to do. As Kenz and Tyler are leaving for school, Kenzie's talking to Ty, like, she's, like, real freaked out about, how weird all this is. And so Ty's telling her, like, maybe we should keep this to ourselves. Like, I don't want to, seem weird in front of everybody else or whatever. But Ty's friend, Javi, is actually telling him, like, there are rumors about this house. Like, there's a lady that used to live here, and she went crazy, and she's in an insane asylum. So I'm like, oh, are they going to go see, like, this woman and, like, found out where her story is? And, of course, Bo is running around the house acting like Luke Skywalker, honey. He was, like, he's ready to defeat all the spirits in the house. And he hears more whispers, and he actually finds another key inside of a vacuum, and I thought that was weird. But he finds a key in a vacuum, and it's in the shape of a boy's head. And I was like, okay, that's weird. At school, Tyler is lying to his friends. Now, we know nothing happened between Tyler and Eden, that's what the girl's name is, in the room, because he ran out on her. But he's telling his friends, oh, yeah, like, we hooked up, this, that, and the third, just so he'll fit in with the guys. And I'm just like, ugh, that was, like, real, like, slimy of you to do that. Like, why would you do that? Now, back at the house, a lady by the name of Ellie shows up at the house, and she's actually the mother of Rufus, the young man who works on the grounds around, the Key house. And so she, introduces herself, and she actually tells, Nina that she went to school with, she tells Nina that she went to school with Rendall. So she was like, oh, okay. So Nina actually ends up mentioning that photo that she had found of that group of friends, that she's seen with Rendall and all the other kids. And so, she shows it to Ellie, and Ellie's like, oh yeah, we all hung out together. And she points out a guy in the photo. She was like, oh, well, this was my boyfriend, Rendall's best friend. And Nina's like, his best friend, like, Rendall told me that, basically he was a loner in high school and he didn't have any friends. And it's actually, the conversation actually cut off by the school calls. Nina, something about her not paying the tuition or whatever. And at first I was like, do they not have any money? Like, are they out here and she doesn't have any money and, like, she can't pay the school? That's what I was thinking at first. But then my mind started to wonder. I'm like, okay, well, what happened to this Lucas guy? And, like, why hasn't Rendall mentioned him to Nina? And why did you say that you had no friends when you had a best friend? Like, you had, like, a whole gang of, like, people that you hung out with in high school. Like, why would you say that you had no friends? Like, where do you hide? So, Bo is in the study, and he's trying to open the door that has a skull on it with this little head key that he's found, and he's trying, but nothing is happening. Bo actually goes outside, and he finds, like, this, I thought it was an abandoned cabin, but it's not. It's more like I don't know, it has all like the tools and stuff in it. But Bo actually tried the key on that door and that didn't help. So he actually meets Rufus out there. And so he's telling Rufus gives Bo a bear trap. And Bo is trying to use this bear trap. He wants to use it to set up the Echo Well Lady. Speaking of the Echo Well Lady, this hoe is out here. She is out here pillaging and stealing left and right. Okay, so we see her. She is at a diner and she's eating like she hasn't eaten in forever. So she eats, and of course she runs out on the bill with the key because it can take her anywhere. So she's out here stealing jewelry, stealing clothes, and then she goes and parties. And I was like, okay, well, like, what agenda, like, what is this for? And so she meets some guy, and then like they don't hook up because she strangles him to death. And I was like, well, what'd you kill the boy for? Like, what was, like, I didn't understand, like, what was that for? Now, y'all, Ty is low-key starting to get on my nerves just a little bit. Okay, Kenzie is in the lunchroom, having lunch alone, and Ty walks in, and she, like, waves him over, but, like, he dismisses her because, Lord forbid, he sit with his sister at lunch and look uncool. I was like, really? Okay. But Scott comes over, so it really didn't matter. Scott come over, and he apologizes. So Scott comes over and he apologizes about the whole incident that happened when Kenzie ran out last time. So he invites her over, actually. He was like, well, come and help me and my friends. We're actually making a scare movie. You know, just come and, you know, help out or watch or whatever. And so she agrees. She's like, okay. Nina is actually at the school at this time, and she's paying the tuition. So I was like, okay, well, she does have money or whatever. Like, I was completely off. Nina is also at the school this time, and Nina meets Joe, and Joe says that he actually taught Rendall and Ellie and Lucas and, you know, the whole little gang. And she was like, oh, okay. You know, Rendall always told me that he was a loner, and he was like, oh no, you know, Rendall was, you know, well liked or whatever. He had a, you know, group of kids they hung with. He was like, but you know, the tragedy is, you know, it's such a shame of what happened, but he doesn't actually get to tell her what happened. Ty goes to tell Jackie, the girl that he likes, you know, they're filling each other out. He goes to tell her that he didn't sleep with Eden. She was like, I know you didn't sleep with Eden because, you know, Eden told me that y'all didn't hook up. She was like, but same thing I said. She was like, it was really sleazy of you to tell all your friends though that you slept with her and you didn't. She was like, so if you want to make all this right, go set the story straight with them and tell them you didn't sleep with Eden, and then you can come back, you know, and try to restart, you know, or pick up where we left off or whatever. She was like, but until then you can get up out my face. And I don't know what is going on with Tyler. It's just like he's so caught up in his image, and I'm just like, baby, like, I don't know who told you like this was the end all be all, but it's not. So apparently we get a little flash real quick. Apparently Rendall had asked Tyler to start hanging out with Sam. He was like, you know, Sam's a troubled kid or whatever. He doesn't have any friends. I would like for you to start, you know, like, you know, just bring him into your circle of friends. And Tyler's like, oh, how would I look, you know, bringing him, a loner kid, into my group of people? And Rendall basically told him, he said, I don't care what you look like. I didn't ask you. You're gonna be friends with Sam, so get up out my office and go do what I said. By the way, we also found out that Nina was the one who whacked Sam in the head with a hammer. Like, she was the one who stopped him. So Ellie comes back to the house, and Ellie this time actually tells Nina what happens. So she tells because Nina's like, oh, I met Joe today. Joe said there was a tragedy. And she's like, oh, yeah, you know, there was. She was like, we all used to hang out all the time, and there was this cave we used to hang out in. She was like, well, yeah. She says that Lucas and two other friends out of that group drowned one night while they were, like, you know, out having a good time. And Nina's just really trying to figure out why Rendall what's going on here? Why Rendall never said anything about it? I really want to know too why he didn't say nothing about it. Like, that was your best friend that died. Maybe he just wanted to like put that behind him, maybe. But I know like this house has like secrets upon secrets upon secrets. So I'm just like, let me know. Tell me now. I don't want to wait. Look, Tyler better learn to open his mouth before he end up locked up somewhere. Okay, so Tyler had seen some guy, and I can't remember his name at the moment, but Tyler seen some guy key Javi's car. He didn't say anything. They go to a convenience store, and that same guy is in the convenience store. And so Javi is actually telling that guy, he's like, oh, somebody keyed my car. And he's like, oh, do you know who it is? And Javi's like, no. So now he knows that Tyler didn't snitch on him or whatever, right? So Tyler's in there and he sees the guys are picking up alcohol, so he thinks he's about to get out of it. Oh, like, oh, I gotta go. But they're like, oh, dude, it's okay. Chill, be cool. You're gonna be one of us, whatever. And they pick up the bottles and they put them in their jackets. And he's like, oh, what are y'all doing? They're like, it's fine, you know, whatever. We do it all the time. So they make a run for it. Now, they get out and Tyler does not. And so the man is like, oh, I'm about to call the police or whatever. And Tyler's like, oh, no, you know, whatever. At this time, the guy that Tyler didn't snitch on came up to him. He was like, oh, you know, thanks for, you know, holding my drink for me or whatever. He gives the convenient store guy his card and then he leaves out. He's like, oh, Tyler, I'll see you later. I was like, I don't know what you're trying to do, who you're trying to impress, but this is not the way to go about it. You're going to be locked up. That's where you're going to be at. Locked up. CPS alert, CPS alert. Okay, so Bo has learned that he can stick the head key in the back of his head, but he hasn't used it yet. And he set up this elaborate bear trap for the hoe from the well. And so she shows up from like a carnival or circus or whatever with a bear. And Bo has put a key on top of the bear trap. So she goes over to like, oh my God, you know, you found a key or whatever. And so the trap fails, of course. And so now she's pissed. So she goes over and she asks Bo, she's like, have you found any keys? He's like, no, I haven't found any other keys. She puts her hand up around this boy's neck. I was like, no, Nina, where are you at? While you're out here running around in denial like didn't nothing happen in the house. I was like, come get your child, man. So she put her hands around this baby's neck. And I was like, Lord Jesus, y'all are going to jail. Y'all are going to jail. But she tells him, like, next time I come back, you better have a key or two waiting on me. Like, you're not looking hard enough for keys. You need to find them. You said you ain't heard nothing, you ain't seen nothing. Well, you better start hearing something and seeing something and get me a key. He ends up being the lead in Scott's film. And it was all good and dandy until blood started spilling everywhere and it freaked Kenzie out, of course. Because then, you know, it put her back into the scenario of the day when her dad died. I can just really see that this, like, between her and Tyler, I can see, like, this really, like, plagues them. Like, they think about it day in and day out. Which, it's, one, it's fresh on the mind. And two, like, Kenzie was in the house when her dad was shot. And then Tyler, of course, saw his dad shot. And then he tried to get in, but he couldn't get in the house. Excuse me. So, y'all remember Duncan had ran off from the house real quick. But Duncan is back at the house. And I guess to help. I don't know why. And him and Nina are in the kitchen and they're talking. And Nina asked him about the tragedy. And at first, Duncan is playing dumb. Like, he doesn't know anything. And I was like, why are you playing dumb? Because, like, I know you know something. She knows you know something. So, stop. So, Duncan actually says that he can't remember anything from, like, that time in his life at all. And I was wondering, I was like, that key that Bo has, like, does it have something to do with that? Like, did that key, like, erase his memories or something? Like, I was like, okay, we gonna figure this out. Nina also asked him about, like, if he knew anything about Sam, and he swears up and down he didn't know anything about Sam, so he better not really know nothing about Sam. We gonna hold him to that. Bo finally gets the courage to put the key in the back of his neck, and as soon as he turns it, like, he's transported outside of his body. So now you've got a still Bo that he's looking at with a key in the back of his neck, and then he's like another version of himself. And I also noticed that there was like a box in the corner. So I'm like, okay. So, out in the hallway at this exact time, Kenzie confronts Ty, and she's like, what is up with you? She's like, we used to be close. We used to, you know, like, you used to tell me everything. Now you won't talk to me about anything. Like, what is up? So as they're arguing, Ty happens to look over and see Bo, like, standing real. Is it Ty? Or it might have been Kenzie. One of them looks over and sees that Bo is standing real still, not moving. So they go in and they see the key in his neck, which I'm pretty sure already freaked him out. And then all of a sudden, Bo pops out the little box or whatever. And he's like, y'all have got to see this. Ty and Kenzie really don't know what to think. They're like, oh my God. So, questions for this episode. Like I said, I wonder if that same key had something to do with Duncan. And I have an answer for that because I'm about to review episode 3 right after this. So I'll talk about it more in that because, you know, the detective that I am, you know, I keep telling my husband I was a detective in a past life. You can't tell me I'm not because I be on it. I be on it. So, but I think, like, I figured it out. And I really want to know what's, like, what's the whole mystery around the death of Lucas and the other 2 people that died? Like, I just want to know, like, what's going, like, I want so many answers, like, right now, and I can't get them. I just want to know what the heck is going on. That's all I'm on. I just want to know what's going on. But I hope Tyler gained some balls somewhere in here because I'm sick and tired of this. Sick of it. But I will see y'all in the next one. Feel free to comment down below. Remember to subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.